past few days.
Yeah, boy. And I don't know if that is because the public service elections is coming up soon. And rain is falling more regularly.
Just say, I don't understand here. Some kind of
It's raining in the sun. It's raining in the sun. Wash away everyone. I dreamt last night that we're going to have a massive earthquake in Trinidad and Tobago. But you could say what you want to say. The last time I kept
too many warnings.
Listen to me. The last time I kept to myself about Kishon Walcott, I live to regret it because at that time I was going to tell the country, here what Kishon Walcott going to win a gold medal. I didn't say it. So to hell with you. To hell with you.
And but you're bringing the alright. I'm saying this because I know recently, lately, a lot of small earthquakes hitting close to us.
I don't know what hitting close. I tell you what I dreamt. I dreamt we have a massive.
It's almost like it's saying we come.
Let me tell you something. I am telling you all. I dreamt we had a massive earthquake in Trinidad. Significant buildings fell down. Call me Nostradamus if you want. That's okay. I will take the pedigree. If it doesn't happen, I would say I didn't see it. How about that? I like a politician
yes,
now.
It is.
All right, good. So. No, if it didn't happen, I would just say okay, but it was just a dream.
Doing anything inspirational there?
No, the only inspirational thing we're going to do is start with Philip very early this morning because I think.
You're kind of cranky,
Yeah, but the point is not that. It's not about the crankiness. Over the weekend, following last week Thursday show, there were some comments that came via Philip, which I kind of spoke to him about just on the brief this morning, and in Trinidad, and we loosely make that statement. I mean, I heard Duke make a point about that this morning, and I think it's very important to recognize that. Whether or not if he is aware of somebody who is involved in view that he is the PP's leader, a political organization that is trying to redo and reboot.
Was tuned in, all the progressive empowerment parties tuned in, followers, supporters, members tuned in on the live video. We have a live video running now. We're trying to catch up with the internet feed here. Good morning, Robert Amar. Good morning, Kevin De Freitas. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I guess they call that all protocols observed.
Well, that's the shortcut these days.
All protocols observed.
But then when they sit down and they think about it, when everybody goes up and have to call everybody's name.
Real systems.
But back up a little bit, Philip, before we go too far, because I can't let you off the hook. I hear what you say. And in that statement that you made also said, if you don't have critical evidence. So it is, you have to be mindful, as Mr. Duke said this morning on the program, and I think he's right. People cast us an aspersion. Calls himself Braveheart, but he doesn't have a name.
Robert,
but no. But
drug pushing, money laundering, corrupt enrichment, those things dog this country.
I agree.
And I should not be. No, I'm answering your question. Because I'm talking to an actual aspirant to the office of Commissioner of Police. And he's of your view. But I'm saying to him, so whose job is it to go and find out how do people get from here to there with nothing in between? Who do we ask to investigate that?
Well, we could ask Rudy Giuliani and he could possibly give us an answer because at
in
the end
Trinidad?
of the day, no.
But I'm
all
talking
over
about,
the world is the same.
But I'm
There's
talking
no
about
difference.
no, but I'm talking about in Trinidad.
Right, but the point that I'm making,
you and I look and see.
No, it is not that, Philip. It is the method of the presentation of the information. One leads to the point of giving that impression that I know, when in truth and in fact
I suspect.
I suspect.
I agree with you.
And all I'm saying to you is you have to be cautious.
No, you're right.
You have to be more precise.
And it is the terminology.
You enter into a political realm.
It's the terminology.
Yeah.
If I say on the radio, fornication under consent of the king, that is not a bad word. If I use an acronym and just use the first letters of each of those words, for fornication under consent of the king, it's a bad word.
But you see, I agree with you, but that's not the issue.
The language is funny.
The issue is not about the language. The issue is about what you want to try for the audience or the persons or the people who listen or the followers or whoever you are trying to.
This is a country where if I can't prove it, I can't say it.
No.
Does it?
No.
Even if I know it.
No.
Even if I know it.
The reality is,
Robert?
that is not true. It is about how you present the information.
I don't know.
Because at the end of it all,
If you see an insurance agent in front of your eyes, break the law, fill out a fraudulent claim and submit it, and get the money, you see it happen, but you have no evidence. So the most you could say is, I see it, but you can't prove it. So you know it.
The issue, therefore, in responding to that, is to say, I do not have any written evidential proof, but as a honorable person, I'm saying to you, Robert Amar did something wrong. That is my view.
You can't do that in this country. That's defamation.
What is defamation?
Even though I may know it, I could only say then I suspect it, because I cannot say I know it if I cannot prove it. That is the ridiculousness of the situation.
No, but whether it's ridiculous or not, the reality is that people's characters.
I say, if they have an organization in this country that offering itself as a religious or a political organization that gets into a dispute, say, between two athletes, and puts out a media release saying that the only reason this is a problem, not a media release, a social media release that says, if it wasn't for race, or should there be statutes of limitations that prevent us from going to Panama and getting Trinidadians' monies back? Because I want to tell you something. Once you have to continue to hide something, the conspiracy continues.
I don't dispute that.
Stick up in there. We are a country. I hear Faris Al-Rawi using stick up in now.
Well, you might start to use topics just now. Then you'll get some royalties.
I want royalties for stick up in.
You
Again.
just like the person who was talking about tap out.
Again. No.
No, you just like the person. There's a woman that comes to the force
you're not
saying, tap out belong to me.
You know.
And I watching wrestling since I am 10. Since in the
No,
kind of Hans
oh
Schmidt
God,
days.
that was a joke.
What joke?
I didn't listen to Faris with ad hominem this and ad hominem that every day. Ad hominem. I used to call him Captain ad hominem. Everywhere you go, ad hominem, ad hominem.
Let us this morning, I'm not letting you off the hook that easy. The bottom line is, you have to accept responsibility in your position as leader of the PPP. And so do I, in my position also, whichever it may be, whichever cap I wear. And you have to caution yourself when you make these statements in the future. I understand what you're saying, because Trinidad and Tobago has been a very colloquial society. Robert. We really don't know, you know.
Okay, but
the fella living next door here, the woman, and he see a different gentleman leaving the house. But he goes and he tells the husband, you know, your wife having an affair. You know, it's the damn TV was playing. And the man who comes there was somebody, not even a man in
What about the fellow who went to the priest? And he said, Father, I like this church, you know. I've come to this church regular.
Is this a fact or fiction?
This is fact. He said, somebody in this church stole my umbrella. They stole, and it was my favorite umbrella. And Father, it affected me, and I had stopped coming to church. And then I start back coming to church, and it was ironic that the first day I came back to church, you dealt with the 10 Commandments. And when you got to man, thou shalt not steal, I remembered somebody stole my umbrella, and I got vexed, and I pack up. I say, when you're done, I'm leaving. And then you got to the part about thou shalt not commit adultery, and I remembered where I left my umbrella.
Oh, Lord, Philip. Philip, that isn't going to help you.
Robert, Camille Bobart was the first person that we know of in the spate of kidnappings that went on in this country.
All right, no problem. We take
what a place to stick a pin.
You know who else wrote about it? Your friend, what's your name? What's your friend name? Umbala woman. Nalini Dial.
Say what?
Why does Robert Amar give Philip Alexander all that time on radio?
What does she want?
She
She have his various issues. She don't like Andy because he uses all these bad words. Doesn't his grammar is not good. She don't like Mikey because they say things, and when they ready to hit her, she didn't like Umbala because he used to say things about her.
But I don't even have her to study. But she is.
You were in COP and that one, and she have a pin stuck about people from the COP.
But Nalini Dial, every time she opens her mouth, she embarrasses herself. And people related to her. I don't like people like her calling my name, and I certainly not going to respond to Nalini Dial.
No, I think you don't have to respond.
They have their agendas. All of them have their agendas. And
you need to talk to David, or you need to find a way to get David Mohammed post and read it. I don't remember exactly what it said, but it quoted verbatim what you said on the radio.
Moment. It is now time for the chic and beautiful tip being brought to you courtesy of Big Mike's Wellness Center at the 19 Market Street in Aruca.
Time to get you chic and beautiful, bringing you all the latest news and tips on
what is our topic today?
fashion and beauty.
Corruption?
Find out what's inside today's chic
I want to ask you a question. I was thinking this, Kevin. You hear me? Turn on that for a second. And I wanted to raise this in the public space. Maybe you could. I was thinking this, and then I see somebody else post it on a TV6 page. How we know Vicky Budram escaped from custody?
I saw it this morning.
How do we know that she has not been kidnapped and murdered? How do we know where she is? Nobody has any information. Nobody knows who organized and orchestrated such a well.
Going in again. That was indeed a chic and beautiful tip being brought to you courtesy of Big Mike's Wellness Center at number 19 Market Street in Aruca.
How do you know? We don't know. And there's nobody who could know. Gavin Hira sent me from NOC, and he was on with Fazir. And Gavin Hira said, the level of planning that it took to take out a prisoner. I want to ask you a question. She is in remand. She is not convicted. Why she couldn't just pay bail and leave?
Because bail was denied.
Why?
Because she was a flight risk. They didn't want to take any chances with her.
Why she was a flight risk?
She have 100 and something charges against her.
5 charges. It was on Facebook this morning that bail was paid for her. That's what the excuse they say. They say bail was paid. That's why she got out.
How is that a non-bailable offense because of the amount of charges?
I don't know the details of that.
But we have to ask those questions.
Yeah, but nobody knows.
Those are important. Goes to the heart of the democracy.
Yeah, I suppose.
How could you strip somebody of their human rights? She too, until she is convicted, has rights. She has the same rights as the Chief Justice.
Well, we could end with that. To let people ponder on the weekend.
Let you all ponder. All of the
I see they said the power battery low. I wonder why.
on what?
Shouldn't be low.
What's that?
The battery
On what?
for the phone. For the text messaging.
It's because it's not plugged in. But as far as I see it, if it plug in like this, the way it is, into the...
No, that is not it. That is the thing phone. That's the WhatsApp.
How many more words?
Is it going back in?
No, I just this station this station getting too popular. Kevin.
Alright. So we get back inside a sense and sensibility. It is now 11:27. Give me the time check courtesy of Prasad's Supermarket and let you know about Cuba and surrounding this Saturday, December 2nd. All roads going to be leading to Club Deja Vu on the main road in Cuba for part 2 of King Original Wax 40th DJ anniversary.
All right. So Philip, we back. You was making a point just now before we had to go to the break.
Right. Well, we discussed it off air.
Yeah.
And that is, we have no way of knowing that this woman, Vicky Budram.
Oh, you're talking now about we enter in the Vicky Budram discussion.
Well, I wanted to ask you that because nobody could give any information. How does she come to have the ability to put together such a well-orchestrated escape? How do we know a people
that it is an escape?
Yeah, how do we know that she escaped? We're not hearing from her.
Yeah, because interestingly enough, they had the 2 police officers, but they never said where exactly did they lose her.
But Kevin,
They
that's the
never said
point.
it.
You have the police officers. You had her in your custody.
They were in the car.
Who did you hand her over to?
They have documents.
And then go and talk to those people.
Yeah,
It is not making anything like sense.
the level of ladder climbing is missing some stairs.
Well, missing stairs is an understatement. We reached the memes. We've gone from asking critical questions to memes. I want to know how she was denied bail. Because unless it's a capital...
How and why?
Well, unless it's a capital crime,
She should still be able to
she
get
should
bail.
still be able to... She should still be able to allow to have bail. And you could keep her passport and all of that drama. This is the reality.
As a matter of fact, she could have been one of the electronic bracelet testers. Because they were testing it. We should ask Mr. Hines that question.
If you have...
She'd be a good she would have been a good what do you call it, client.
If you have both of the police officers who were involved in picking her up from the jail,
Yes.
where did they drop her?
No, but the
Did
question...
they drop off at a taxi stand on Charlotte
The
Street?
bigger question would be what is the paperwork that was presented to the jail?
You know what? No, because wait. The commissioner of prisons put out a release.
Yeah, I saw the release.
He said
Pathetic release.
proper
Yeah,
documentation
that's
was
what he said.
provided.
Yeah.
So it came from court's processing unit. That's what he believes.
Yeah.
So, but you had to stick up in there. Right now, the question ought to be asked, and if this happened Thursday,
Yeah.
how we only find out about it this
Well,
week?
no, they said it happened on Monday. According to all the documents that I have seen, it purports that at 5:30 on Monday is when this happened. That's this week.
Okay.
There is some innuendo information being purported that it happened Tuesday last week.
Mike,
Fact or fiction will depend on the date on the document. Hold on, because
Yeah.
I mean we have date sensitive things.
Yes, indeed.
So if the date on the document is Tuesday, then for all intent and purpose we have to say somebody is lying.
everybody involved in the chain of custody, this woman is now the item.
As a matter of fact,
She's the item.
The point you put forward as to whether or not she really escaped, or whether they kidnapped her, or whether she's been killed, or whether anything has
We don't know
happened with
yet.
her.
She could
Because
be
she comes from a custodial position.
she could be a victim of foul play.
Yeah.
She is an item. She has no freedom. So somebody or bodies went to the prison, presented them with documents that the prison had to accept because
So,
they,
so let me ask you something. In a political positioning where political powered people continue to always hide behind the skirts, where they say that's not our responsibility. If you are the leader and something like this happened under your watch, what role of responsibility, if you are the Prime Minister, would you take?
instant inquiry, appoint a gold commander. That person's job bridges all organizations.
Take criteria over everybody.
Everybody answers to him all of a sudden. Now, Commissioner of Prisons, Commissioner of Police, everybody, Immigration, Chief Immigration Officer. The first question that needs to be answered succinctly in the public space is, these two police officers, what did you do with her?
Yeah, where you drop her?
That's the next step in the investigation. You see that missing point there?
And then cameras to be picked up to
Forget
see where
all that.
we're going. No,
we,
because-
we actually have live witnesses.
Uh-huh.
We have co-conspirators, people who are doing a job. Where did you drop her? Somebody. This is not just a person you pick up on the side of the road. This is a person in
In
custody. They're a person in custody. Police officers pick her up to deliver her to night court.
Yeah. Was it, did they tell you what night court?
That's what this.
No. Let's be very
Could be
careful.
night court in Mexico.
It could be.
But the point is, the police officers who took her from the jail, they don't have her.
No, they don't have it.
So they've given her to somebody.
Yes.
Who is that somebody? You
Taxi,
see,
taxi driver.
I want Trinidad and Tobago to stop playing games. We're too quick to make joke. I see a picture with her, Photoshop sitting down next to Raj. You know who's Raj?
Yeah.
There are many.
No, but
memes out there.
that too soon. Right now, you see, we have so
The
many.
person's life could be under threat.
Besides that, everybody now in danger because law enforcement just conspired. Because if these two police officers can't produce
you.
her,
Yeah.
but if they can't produce her,
You must be able to tell you where they drop her.
that document went forward. It is a relay.
Yeah.
We are here.
Somebody created it.
We are here to deliver to you, Vicky Boudram, prisoner in custody, based on these documents, sign here.
Yeah, yeah.
Who signed there? Who signed there?
Yeah.
You see, Robert, it's like when Faris Al-Rawi
Where
went
is the DP? Where is the ID? How do
Faris
you-
Al-Rawi went into the parliament
Yeah.
and said that the cocaine to Norfolk, Virginia cannot be traced because they used a defunct company. A company can't lodge a shipment. People sign.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody had to sign all those customs
Human
documents.
beings sign. Brokers.
Yeah.
You have to have a broker.
Yeah.
A shipping agent.
Yeah.
There was a custody of this cocaine.
Goods, yeah.
So you're saying he lied?
No, he didn't lie. He made an excuse to try to make
Now,
it
I want to be
to
careful
derail
because if David, what's his last name?
Mohammed.
If David Mohammed is listening and writing down what I am asking this. Faris Al-Rawi is an attorney. He's the Attorney General. He's a member of the National Security Council.
Let me just flip the script on our good friend David Mohammed. David, what would be nice is if you could talk to Minister Farrakhan because of his reach. Let's be realistic. He's a man that has power. And let's get into this Norfolk situation and ask him to investigate it. Because, that's a man that have the ears and eyes and,
But between you and me, I don't care.
He's capable.
I don't care what was going to happen. And I tell you this. Even if the company in Trinidad defunct, the recipient in Norfolk, Virginia, not.
Yeah. Because those companies do good.
That person have to tell you who sent this cocaine for you.
Have to.
But stick up in there. Come back to Trinidad. Come back to Trinidad because there were some steps that had to be taken to put that cocaine as a shipment.
Okay, just hold on there for 1 minute.
You shipping to the United States of America, post 9/11, Homeland Security, everything checking.
But not only that, here is the one thing I have asked a question about.
But Faris Al-Rawi, as Attorney General, and you want to put people on the hook, but the media let him off the hook because they're not asking critical questions. Keep Christopher Rowley, Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, when he was sworn in, he said, the buck stops with me.
Hey, hold on. Play the clip there. Play the clip. It's a good clip for people to hear again. Listen to this clip, people.
This is a buck.
And next week, we want this clip play every time. Eh?
But this is a buck.
Yeah, hold on. A very strong statement being made there by the Honorable Prime Minister. He's the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. He's not the Prime Minister of
Is it
Trinidad.
law to call these people honorable?
I don't know.
It cannot be a law.
It could be historical.
It cannot be a law. It could be precedent, but it can't be a law.
Yeah.
I put to you on Trinidad and Tobago this morning, there is nobody in the parliament of this country deserving of that title, honorable. Not at this point. The parliament allowed Faris Al-Rawi to tell this nation and hoodwink it that it is possible.
But Philip, it opens up the questions.
Robert
further.
Amar, I'm asking you a question today. Let you and I ship an empty box to America. Right inside the box, test. And see how much steps you have to take to get that box marked test into America. Because if a defunct company from Trinidad could have shipped juice, we could have shipped a nuclear bomb.
That's a point. That's a point.
So Faris Al-Rawi owes this nation an explanation as to how he came up. He's an attorney.
But
he's an officer of the court.
Okay, let's suppose you're right. Isn't this picture a little bit bigger than just Faris Al-Rawi? And we're going all over the place this morning.
The same thing we're talking about here. We're talking about the people of Trinidad and Tobago and what passes for media and what passes for critical conversation. Come back to Vicky Boudram. You're supposed to be able to find Vicky Boudram, flip on a switch, because they have GPS trackers in all police vehicles. So even if those police officers
That's what the police told us,
even if those two police officers don't want to tell you where they went,
you should be able to find it.
you could know where that vehicle went.
Oh no, that one is one of them that they took out the GPS because it had a little problem.
You need to bring Garvin Hira, commander of the National Operations Center, for an interview. Let Garvin, just ask Garvin to explain to you what was put into place in this country. They had a system that if a police officer turned on the siren,
the word they're using is hard, eh?
I don't know what happened.
HAD.
So you telling me the government turn off this?
I don't know.
Yeah, man. They
It's
had,
the same thing I forewarned you at the beginning of this conversation. We have to
how,
be cautious.
how do we know? They had a system where if a police car turn on a siren and accelerate, it raised a note on the system. Because now all of a sudden, that police vehicle, that emergency vehicle, is in an emergency situation. And the reason they would raise that note is so that they could start to alert every other vehicle in proximity that we may have a situation.
I understand
My
that.
brother-in-law sent me an email to tell me, police jeep, clear Diego Martin, sirens blaring, because they had a child in pigtails with a lunch kit in the back seat. So she was late for school. That is what takes place in Trinidad and Tobago. And when people do not respect, you see, there is a certain amount of trust required for a society to work.
Agreed.
And if that trust is broken down, if the people entrusted with the national authority breaking the trust, how would the people eventually respond?
Okay, so let's come back to the orange
You pick one.
juice.
Pick the juice or pick Vicky
I
Boudreaux.
come in to the juice.
But you realize we're talking the same word.
Yeah.
Custody.
Yeah.
Somebody has it
Yeah.
and passes it to somebody
the
else.
issue is still the role and responsibility left the precinct of Trinidad and Tobago, left the domicile, left the jurisdiction, got out of here without finding out that there was something illicit or illegal on board that container. It's possible that it could have, because of the banana kind of thinking we have here, that it got through. A la Vicky Boudreaux. Paperwork comes and nobody ain't pick up the phone to inquire whether or not this is happening, because it's not a normal. This is like an abnormal function. It's not to say that every day, or maybe we or maybe we don't even
The
know.
Commissioner of Prisons said that based on the documentation presented to his officers,
Yeah.
it became normal.
No, I don't agree with him.
And that they have been matters that have been tried at night. That they've had situations where they've made prisoners. This is what he said. Or this is what I believe that the release is saying. That there have been situations where they've had to hand over custodial persons for matters after
Yeah, but it
hours.
begs the question from that after you hand over the person custodially to somebody else, is there a return position?
Absolutely. You see,
So one thing is when they tell me it's okay, but is it okay
You and me,
that you send the person
when-
and they're supposed to come back in 2 hours
When you park-
and 3 hours pass and they return, but you didn't raise alarm?
when you park in a public car park, there's hand you a little chit.
Not everyone.
Well,
Go
but
ahead.
you understand the point you're trying to
Yeah.
make. You get chit.
Yeah,
When you come back to that car park and you hand them that chit,
yeah. It
You
either
are-
have a stamp.
no, but forget that. You're not expecting a negotiation as to if you could get your car back.
Yeah, you gotta pay.
No, you're paying.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, they don't have to call another office to verify if this chit is valid and if you could get custody of this car. This chit says that's your car.
Right, okay. I hear your point.
The point I'm trying to make is there was lawful authority to take
No,
her.
no, I don't agree with you. You can't
There
mix
was-
it up. You
but
can't mix it
hey,
up.
we will find out.
That's a half-baked
The
arrangement you're passing
commissioner,
on.
absolutely, but the commissioner of prison said this is how it works.
And I'm asking you the question which I would love to ask him. This is how it works. Give me a schedule of how many times in the last 5 years this has happened.
Wouldn't you like to know more who those two police officers handed over to?
It is obvious. We want to know more, but that's not the issue. The issue is just process. You see, I keep telling everybody that work for or with me or around or with the people that I'm involved in, that procedural mechanisms
Systems
trump
important.
everything.
Systems important. Systems
So
and
at this
enforcement.
stage
That's
of the
what
game, it's no different than the juice. I have been asking the question. We are so forensically sensitive.
Robert?
Hold on. We're so forensically sensitive. It is a fact the container left Trinidad and Tobago.
And what was that?
It
boat?
is
It was a ship, right?
It is a fact.
Was it on a ship or a plane?
I don't know. No, it had to be. It's a container. It was on a ship.
Okay.
It is a fact that nowhere along the line, because of the seals that is on the container, it leaves Trinidad with a seal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When it arrived in Norfolk, Virginia, it is the same seal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No, but they say when they found the chicken with marijuana in Trinidad, they found seals inside the container.
Yeah, but you can't
so
find-
that there are
you
people
can't-
working in the port.
The point is not that, Philip. Pay attention. If the seal that was first sealed the container is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they can make another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I would like to invite you to go and research during the state of emergency when they found the chicken with the marijuana, and it was from Jamaica to here.
What about the
they
parts?
said that there were duplicate seals inside. So you are dealing with, if you're dealing
High level crime.
You're dealing with high level crime.
Okay, stop. Let me just go back to one thing quick before we take the next break. Most of the things in the world today have what is called a DNA. Call it DNA for want of a easy, or fingerprint. In Trinidad and
leaves
Tobago,
a trace.
yeah.
It leaves
In
a
Trinidad and Tobago, we do not have 1,000 companies that have the capacity to seal those kind of cans.
Oh, you're right.
So it may have 5. And when those seals go wrong and they press and they do whatever they do under microscopic looking, which is why I'm disappointed in Norfolk, because I thought they would have come, take all the companies that had it, take the cans from them, carry it away, and don't tell me none of those cans have no fingerprints.
But Robert,
Don't tell me these people were so precise that every
I
can
asked
that they put,
I asked that
you know,
question.
they wipe it.
Somebody drove up
Yeah.
to a factory. Somebody opened the gate. Somebody opened the door. Somebody turned on the light.
Somebody
Somebody
packed
turned
the
on the
container.
machines. Somebody put the cans on the conveyor. Somebody did this work.
And you know
Somebody let it pass going back out. There are people in the chain. What is going on in this country? Because it masquerades as a proper run organization, but it's not.
When we come back, we're going to go back to another older issue, which is the $700 million cocaine
Bonus?
bust that happened on
Mona,
Bonus.
before you go, before you leave for the break, I want you to call on the Commissioner of Police to put into the public space any information that he has that was given to him by those 2 police officers, what they did with Vicky.
No,
Luna.
but he wouldn't do that.
No, now you don't tell me it's a sensitive investigation.
No, he wouldn't do that.
Tell me that you know. You could say to the nation that we
That we are
know
aware.
what they did with her,
Right, okay.
and we're following
If
up
you
from
tell me
there.
one that
Because
I
it's
will
too
say
easy,
yes,
but the
yes.
information come out about the police. So if the information come out about the police, it could come out about the next man in the chain.
Yeah, supposed to. We take that
All
break.
right, people, it is now 11:45. Give it that time check courtesy of Omega XL. Remember, it is the product you should be trying for that nagging pain that somehow the prescription is not helping you out with.
Critical thinking, people. This is what we're aiming for in this country. Critical thinking. We need to stop being chained up by jokes and memes
Remember
and
that
start
we
to
have-
ask
it's
questions.
with the same orange juice that we have in our that happened. First time they caught some local people involved. I remember this because
Stephen Dockin.
Yeah, there's one girl who was in it. I used to go out with her a few months later. We were
Careful
going
with
out.
this information we get in here.
She never told me about juice, but you know this.
So
But
she
you know,
did.
we went out. Nice. And then she suddenly disappeared. And the next thing I see in the news, she got arrested for liquid cocaine in juice cans. Being in
You
the-
remember somebody in England drank a SM Jalil product
Yeah,
and died because it was liquid cocaine?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was ever proven to be that. Eh?
They
They-
proved it to be that.
did they?
It bust the man out.
It was like a urban legend story because of that happened. I wasn't there any reality.
No,
that
that's
was
it.
a real thing. You could Google and check it now.
Mm-hmm.
But you were asking, you want to ask that on air? What happened with Monas?
Yeah. Because I have asked Jack Warner this when he was Minister of National Security. I asked him, I said, could you tell me whether or not the drugs that was confiscated, has it been destroyed?
That's what you're concerned about?
That's the most important thing. Because you see, the drugs left Trinidad. The same drugs was recycled because they found it off the
How long we going to be off?
the 2
Relax.
minutes.
Wishing us-
No, I want to know if you're doing this because I will
Ask me
wait.
for programs, you know that, right?
Good. I see that Sharon is drilling here. Ads pay for program.
Let me hear you. What were you saying?
All of the people that was driving the pirogue and loading the boat, they're in jail.
I know.
Shahid Ali is one of them. He used to work for me. I know. Shahid used to work for me in a nightclub. And years after, I found out that he got involved in this. But you see, it was a bunch of fishermen from John Street in Port of Spain, right where the Cocorit Fish Market there. That's where most of them come from. And they end up in this kind of hustle. They get hustled.
So,
Now,
but who give it to them?
that's the question. But the judge, if you read the judge, I think the judge's name was Luhing.
I don't know.
But she asked a question at the end of the matter. She said she can't believe that the owners of the property on which the cocaine was found was never interviewed in this matter. And that was eerily reminiscent of La Tinta.
The question you
Remember
have
that?
to do, if you want, pull the Hansard information on that, and we can read it verbatim as to what the judge asked. But we cannot make that statement today without
Absolutely.
it being there. If
Absolutely.
you have it, I don't have a problem in reading it.
But you could Google it.
Yeah, but
The
the
actual-
point is, we need it.
The media, yeah.
It's an important point. Now, here's what a judge said in this whole issue of the cocaine found down the islands. Not me. It's what the judge said in the winding up. And I quote, Judge so
How is
da
it
da da.
possible
Uh-huh.
that
What we have again?
Is it going after this?
Okay.
how is it possible that so many things get
And I said,
Yeah, I think Melvin mentioned Shine by the
what is it? Stranded. But just stranded by the pool, the biggest party, not too much.
It's a very
Remember, you
popular
have to
show,
read this.
so it has a lot of ads, so we on a break. I like them 2 pins you have stuck in that wall. When that ad come down, I want them pins.
Right, so we get back inside a sense and sensibility, and a quick reminder about, don't forget, people stranded by the pool Thursday 8th of February. Tickets are going on sale tomorrow.
That's correct. Tomorrow tickets on sale and you can buy it through Ticketmaster. It's Ticketmaster.
Ticketfederation.com.
Ticketfederation.com. So get your tickets because very special prices and you'll enjoy yourself.
This Saturday at noon,
Yes.
the Progressive Empowerment Party at noon is
At
having a
noon.
meeting
Lunch?
in
Is
Center
it Roman
Point Mall.
roti?
No,
Is it Roman roti?
you can get grits and cheese. We have no big deep pocket finances yet. But anyway,
So
at
what are you
noon,
telling me? If you get deep pocket finances, we'll be having caviar?
you will get the ramen roti.
Oh, we'll get Roman roti then. See what I mean?
Center Point Mall,
The truth does come out.
opposite Mid-Center Mall. That's on Ramsaran Street. We are having a public meeting at noon, the Progressive Empowerment Party, and there is an open mic. Listen,
Ramsaran Mall.
no, Ramsaran Street, Center Point Mall.
Center Point Mall.
That's opposite Mid-Center Mall.
Yeah. So that's where it is.
That's where it is. The questions that we're asking, right?
This is an iPhone folk party because they're going into air condition office in the air
Here
condition.
you know, boy.
I don't. I just ask him.
We come to visit Chaguanas, it's daytime, so we go on indoors, you're making
I
noises, it's
know.
rainy season.
What rain about this?
Look at raining today, the sky black.
You see
Anyway,
any rain?
Trinidad. Robert, last month I asked Trinidad a question. In fact, I directed it at the government. Is Maxi Coffee brain dead? Because I'm being told that he is. And that is a sad
No,
state of
you see
affairs.
again, Philip.
Wait.
Temper, please. If there's anything you must learn when you come out from this little interaction with me, is how to temper.
Robert, Stuart Young said,
Forget what Stuart Young said.
That-
You just said that you have been told.
I've
that
been told. I
Yeah.
have to ask.
No. Well,
How
no,
do
no.
I ask?
How do you ask? The way you go about this is based on information I have received from what do you call it?
Unnamed source.
From our
Unnamed source.
an unnamed source, undisclosed source.
Unreliable source.
You don't know if it's reliable.
Pepper source.
You don't know whether it's pepper sauce. Be serious.
Anyway, let's be serious.
The reality is,
But
I
yeah,
am
but-
concerned.
but that is
I am,
semantics.
no, it's not about semantics.
It's a continuous conversation. He has
It's
already
about-
answered.
It's about presentation.
But I am okay, fine. But I'm
You either want to win over the people or you want to lose them, you know.
absolutely understand.
People want genuinity, you know.
Absolutely understand what you're trying to
They
say.
they don't want absurdity, they don't want pompousness, they
reason-
don't want upstartish.
I agree with you.
So be humble.
I am very humble. I'm saying this to you. This is a conversation that is already in the public space.
Right. But it's-
Stuart Young,
Yeah.
on behalf of the government, has responded.
said he is going to be well in December. That is what Kevin and I spoke about. Okay? I think this morning Harvey Boris made a very strong call saying the government on a weekly basis, based on the importance of this person because he's a member of parliament, should at least take time out
Update.
to bring the country up to date as to the
Absolutely.
position of the man.
Absolutely.
And it should come also by his family, bringing the family into the picture. Because they cannot be left out. The man have a wife.
Robert, the truth of the matter is,
And she can't be at the stage where she is over concerned whether you know, what will happen, what is the reality?
The people of La Hoqueta, Talparo,
Forget about that.
they have a right
Damn
to
people
representation in
you
the parliament.
You could say what you want to say about
You
that.
say
That
the
is,
people don't want pomposity.
But
You
that
said
is that is not rebooting now.
They're entitled to that.
That is reboot of
Do
BS.
you think that the parliament is important?
The parliament is important, but not in this case.
His seat is important.
No, that's
There
not
should have
important.
been, Kevin.
Not at all.
Why?
Because they have a caretaker sitting down there waiting. So what's the problem?
Who is the caretaker?
I don't know. That's
There
not my
is-
concern.
But there is an actual electoral system.
But the point is
They
not
don't
that.
get to appoint somebody. They don't pass power like that.
Listen to me.
Power is not transferred in this country like that.
Say what you want to
the
say.
people have a say.
The people have no say when coming to La Hoqueta. The only person that have a say when coming to La Hoqueta is Keith Christopher Rowley.
I will have to take that under advisement.
You could take it how you want.
Under advisement.
It's the reality.
I will answer you how you want to be answered, like Faris Al-Rawi, under advisement. But I want to say to you, your Minister of Communication is being paid as a Minister of Communication. He can't perform the job. A certain length of time needs to be, you need to be able to say,
There is a rule in the parliament that I think allows you up to 1 year.
that's Parliament.
Yes.
This is not Cabinet.
And this this is not cabinet.
No, but I'm telling you, he's a minister
Patrick
as well.
Augustus Mervyn Manning was sick for almost a year and did not go to the parliament every 90
But
days
it's
when he was supposed to
but it's
come up.
worse, Gordon Draper never went at all.
Well, what is the point?
Gordon-
If there's precedent
Shouldn't
set,
that, how could that be a precedent that we want to
because
remain?
it's just like you say with Vicky Boudram, president, the man
Okay,
tell you that people let's come and let them out in the evening.
So shouldn't it be a point of contention? Shouldn't we raise and say, listen, beyond that absence of 3 weeks,
Philip, you want to rewrite the constitution, the legislation, the parliamentary thing. It's not possible. Stop thinking that way.
when they needed to move from 33 seats,
by 55. That's how I read it.
Well, whichever one you want to call it.
when they needed to move from 36 seats to 41 to solve a problem, they did.
Yes, but it did a procedural way.
And let's do a procedural way
Well,
now.
okay. In order to do a procedural way, you have to have a majority under the Westminster system.
Absolutely.
And that's why I told you
But the conversation
the rank
you and I
and
having,
file.
the conversation you and I having today, Trinidadians must start to understand
Trinidadians don't have to start to do nothing.
their rights.
Trinidadians don't have to understand their rights.
they are entitled to. You see the price of bread going up, the price of maxi taxi transport going up, everything slowly going up. They're bringing the nation to a boil. You know the analogy, the frog in the boiling water. If you drop a frog in boiling water, he jump out. If you put a frog in a pot of cool water and you slowly turn up the heat, he will allow himself to be
Well,
boiled alive.
let me tell you something.
Trinidadians are being boiled.
At the end of the day, that's your opinion, and you could very well be right. But Trinidadians don't care nothing about boiling water or cold water getting hot. The people who living in La Hoqueta do not care whether Maxi coffee is there or not. The people in La Hoqueta care whether the PNM stays in power in La Hoqueta.
If what you say is true,
It's not what I say is
you
true.
and I are wasting our time.
Well, okay, well let's be
If
practical.
that is true, we are wasting
Philip,
our time. But I'm saying to you that
Societies that transform or change, like what's happening or happened in our good friend place that has to step down recently because they wanted to impeach
Mugabe.
him, is because of rebellious action. The Trinidad and Tobago you hoping for? You better hope. You better hope
I hope,
that the earthquake come before it.
no, I hope for a nation, a democratic nation ruled by law. There is no
Yeah, with all this
sense.
democratic nation ruled by law you're talking about. What democratic nation you're talking about ruled by law when the police commissioner cannot even come to the table and tell us, we know what has happened with Vicky Boudram and how she got out there and we are investigating the details.
So you make my point. So the question I want to
What
ask
point I
you,
make?
you bring us to this. You and I need to know from the people of Trinidad and Tobago if they want to continue to live in a lawless
You still
banana
want to-
republic.
you still want to ask
You
that question?
have to- if you have already,
shame on you today,
if you've
boy.
already arrived at a conclusion, if you think
I have not arrived at a conclusion.
If you
I have
think-
arrived at what is fact.
if you think that it cannot change,
I am telling you it cannot change now.
so what would it take to change it?
A devastation.
Revolution. We need a revolution. We need a
I
strong
I
revolution.
disagree with
Political-
both of you.
I do not.
I strongly
Listen,
disagree.
I said to you just now, and Kevin is more or
I
less.
strongly disagree.
Kevin is making a statement that is not too far from the truth.
I strongly disagree with both
The
of you.
society that we live in
Trinidadians
today.
have never had leadership away from the morass of the
But
PNM
I
and
say
the
revolution. I
UNC.
do not necessarily mean.
No. I agree with you. It's not nothing to do with violence. It's nothing to do with a wake up of the mind.
To break the
That's
system,
what we
have
need,
people
a A waking up of hearts and minds.
But the mind ain't getting up because the mind has been asleep for too long.
That's why we need to wake up and
I
realize
would-
what is
I would
on-
like- I would
on
like to
mental,
say- I would like to-
political-
Anyhow,
I would
listen, make a closing statement because we're out of time.
I would like to say to both of you with an abundance of respect that Trinidadians are in fact waking up.
No.
Governments, and I just want you say make my statement. let me
Yeah,
make
but
my
I tell you,
statement.
I want to stop you because
Man,
otherwise you fool the people.
Governments do not get the honeymoon they used to get before. The media cannot manipulate public thoughts.
That is why this
the way-
government. That is why this government has the length of time that it has.
It's not surviving.
because it's still in honeymoon.
It's not surviving. This government won't survive.
Listen,
This
a
government-
roti without any potato is what I will bet.
That's the bet? Okay, no problem. We'll go Santa Cruz. Trinidad and Tobago Progressive Empowerment Party is meeting again this Saturday at noon at Ramsaran Street, Center Point Mall, Southern Auditorium. It is open to the public. We start at noon.
Air conditioned.
Air conditioned. Please come out in your numbers.
Because you're in comfort.
peptrinbago@gmail.com is our email address.
Pep.
If you want to email to us any
Pep
question,
Trinbago.
peptrinbago, peptrinbago@gmail.com. Our website is peptt.com. Our Pep app is available on all app stores, free of charge to download. Thanks a lot to Robert Amar and Kevin DeVidas for having me here. See you soon.
Until next
Tuesday.
week. Bye.